Welcome everyone. Today we're going to explore AWS Security Groups. Imagine launching an application to the cloud, only to realize that a single misconfigured rule could expose your entire database to the internet. That's the power and risk of network security in AWS. Today we're going to break down one of the most critical building blocks that protects your infrastructure, AWS Security Groups. If you understand this well, you can design cloud architectures that are not only scalable, but also secure by design. Today we will discuss these topics: AWS Security Groups, inbound and outbound rules, security group chaining, common security group patterns, and security group best practices. AWS Security Groups act as a virtual firewall attached directly to AWS resources such as EC2 instances, Lambda functions, RDS databases, and load balancers. They control both inbound and outbound traffic at the resource level, unlike traditional firewalls that sit at the network boundary. AWS security groups are stateful, meaning if inbound traffic is allowed, the response traffic is automatically permitted outbound without needing an explicit rule. By default, all inbound traffic is denied and all outbound traffic is allowed. Multiple resources can share a single AWS security group, and each resource can have up to 5 attached, with changes taking effect immediately. Inbound and outbound rules define what traffic is allowed into and out of a resource. Each rule specifies a protocol, such as TCP, UDP, ICMP, or all, along with a port range and a source or destination. Inbound rules determine where traffic is coming from, while outbound rules determine where traffic can go. AWS security groups only support allow rules. There are no deny rules, so any traffic not explicitly allowed is automatically blocked. Rules are evaluated as a set, not in order, meaning if any rule allows traffic, it is permitted. Security group chaining is a powerful pattern where one AWS security group is referenced by another instead of using IP addresses. This allows resources to communicate securely without relying on fixed IP ranges. For example, a database AWS security group can allow traffic only from an application AWS security group, and the application AWS security group can allow traffic only from a load balancer AWS security group. This creates a layered security model that scales automatically and eliminates the need for manual IP management. Common security group patterns. Common security group patterns provide proven architectures for securing AWS environments. In a web application pattern, the load balancer is open to the internet on HTTPS. The application layer accepts traffic only from the load balancer, and the database accepts traffic only from the application layer. In a bastion host pattern, SSH access is limited to a bastion server that is only accessible from a trusted IP, and private instances allow SSH only from that bastion AWS security group. In a Lambda to RDS pattern, the database accepts connections only from the Lambda AWS security group, ensuring controlled access. Security group best practices. Security group best practices focus on minimizing risk and maintaining clarity. Always use AWS security group references instead of IP ranges whenever possible. Create separate AWS security groups for each application tier to ensure precise access control. Never open sensitive ports like SSH or database ports to the internet. Add descriptions to every rule so their purpose is clear over time. Restrict outbound traffic for sensitive resources, and regularly audit and remove unused AWS security groups to reduce the attack surface and maintain a clean environment. Conclusion: AWS security groups are a fundamental component of building secure cloud architectures. By acting as a stateful virtual firewall, they give you precise control over how traffic flows between your resources. Understanding how to properly configure inbound and outbound rules, implement AWS security group chaining, and apply common architectural patterns allows you to enforce strong security boundaries without adding unnecessary complexity. When combined with best practices such as least privilege access, proper rule documentation, and regular audits, AWS security groups become a powerful tool to protect your applications at scale. Mastering them is essential for anyone serious about designing secure and reliable systems in AWS. Thank you for watching.